Hi everybody, welcome back to American Crochet. Today I will be teaching you how to make your slip knot and your chain stitch for those that don't know how or who would just like to brush up on their skills because it's been a while since you have picked up a crochet hook. So we will need a crochet hook. You will need a skein of yarn. I chose a worsted weight. I actually think I'm using Carry On Simply Soft. I chose that just because it's something that I had laying on my desk and it happens to be one of my favorite colors. So I'm going to lay my hook to the side. Unwind some of the yarn here so I have something to work with. If things will cooperate. And trust me, I had everything lined out, and then I had to put my dog back in the living room so she did not hijack my yarn as I teach you how to make your slip knot. So here's our tail, and here's the rest of the yarn that you will see it's attached down here. Okay, so we're going to hold the tail of your yarn. I leave mine hanging down just a little bit. As you see, there's just a little bit of length. It's something that'll be your tail that you weave in at the end of your project. But I'm going to wrap it around my finger. Okay. And I'm going to pull it off. Then I'm going to take the yarn that is still connected to the skein and push it through that loop. Okay. So let's do that again. Okay, so let's do this again. Here's your tail. Okay, so we are going to wrap it around our finger so the part that's connected to the yarn is on the back side. I just pull it off like so. So as you see, I have a loop of sorts. Okay, then I want to take this yarn here that's on the back side of my finger, and I'm going to push it through. Okay, and then I pull the part down with the tail. We're not choking the yarn, but we want it to be snug as a bug. Okay, then once you have mastered that, we are going to insert our hook into that slip knot. Sorry if you can't see that. I will do it again. Basically what I'm doing is I just tightened up the yarn there to where it's on my hook. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so let's do that one more time, and then we'll move on to the chain stitch. So again, here is my yarn. There's the tail. I'm going to take that part and wrap it around my finger. The yarn that is connected to the skein goes behind. So I pull that off. Then we'll take the yarn that is behind my finger and push it through the loop. And then I pull this part, the tail, down to make that loop a little bit more solid, okay? So you can go ahead and adjust your loop by pulling on the yarn that is connected to your skein, okay? And then you're just going to take your hook, insert it into the loop, okay? So now let's start our chain stitch. I am taking the tail of the yarn and putting it behind my hook so it's out of my way. I do want to tighten up that yarn just a little bit more. I don't want that falling off my hook, okay? Now there are different ways to hold your hook. We will get into that a little bit later. And I do feel the need to apologize for my nappy fingernails as I sit here videoing this. I've been dyeing yarn the past couple of weeks, so I've not really focused on getting a fresh manicure. So I do apologize for that. Okay, so we have our yarn in our hand, and I like to have one strand over my finger and then under those two and back up. Does that make sense? Okay, so I have that in my hand comfortably. You don't have to hold it this way. There are different ways you can hold your yarn. It's going to be what's comfortable for you, but that's how I hold mine. So we're going to yarn over. Okay. Now I'm holding on to my tail here just to where it's not flying all over the place so I can work in my first few chains. Okay. So we've yarned over, and I am going to pull through. Okay. And then I'm going to yarn over again and pull through that loop. Okay. And the more chains I have, I like to hold those down. It just keeps things nice and neat. So I'm going to yarn over again and pull through the loop. So at this point, we now have 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to show you again. We're going to yarn over and pull through the loop. Can you see that? Is that clear enough? Okay guys, I hope y'all are grasping what I'm doing here. One more time, we're going to yarn over, pull our hook through the loop. Yarn over, pull our hook through the loop with the yarn. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chains. Okay. So I'm going to start over one more time just so you can get an idea of what I've done. Okay, so again, I have the tail in my left hand because I'm right-handed, obviously. Then I have the rest of my yarn here. So I'm going to take the yarn that's connected to my skein, wrap it over my finger like I'm going to make a knot. And then I pull it off the finger. Then I take this yarn that's behind my finger and push it through the loop. Pull down, pull that tail part down. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and tighten that up just a little bit to where it's not so loose when I go to put it on my hook. Okay. Now I've tightened it up a little bit more. Let me show it. So if you left this loose, do you see how loose that is? Your hook's going to come right off. You're not going to be able to work with it. And your chain won't be as neat the looser your slip knot is. Okay. So I'm going to yarn over. And pull through that first loop. Okay. Yarn over, pull through again. So we now have 2 chains. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through. Okay. So at this point our chains are nice. They're even. This is considered your front side of the chain. If I was to turn it over, let's see if I can make that more clear for you. Do you see how it's bumpy? There's a reason for that, and we'll go over that later in our tutorials. I don't want to overwhelm you with that bit of knowledge at the moment. Okay, so at this point we have learned to make our chain. Okay, so now we have our chains. We're going to yarn over again and pull through. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 chains on our hook. So now we have learned how to master our slip knot. We have learned how to chain our stitch to make the chain stitch. Sorry, words there. Next, we will learn how to work back into the chain with a single crochet. So stay tuned and be sure to check me out next Tuesday. Have a great day, everybody.